Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is from Four Corners. It is a series of messages to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuah, the Almighty Creator. I am compelled to believe if this is your desire, you will come to know that it is indeed Yahusha. Yahusha, who is our Messiah and our Mashyach. That you will come to know that no man can come unto the Father except by way of Yahusha Messiah. This series of messages are to those whom I believe will be among the ranks of the 144,000, as well as a multitude who are grafted together as one in Yahusha Messiah. My brothers and sisters, my name is Symmanayah, if you're tuning in for the first time, and today is July 17th. 2014. This segment of From Four Corners is entitled Discerning Today Now. Discerning Today Now. My brothers and sisters, how committed are you to your belief? Allow me to pose more questions. Do we serve a living Almighty One, Yahuah? Is Yahusha our Messiah? Is he alive and well? Do we honestly believe the Most High Father sent a set-apart spirit in Yahusha's name? I do. Did interactions with people and the Almighty Father stop after the days when the scriptures were written? Do the scriptures give every detail as to what we are to be doing today? Have we entered into end times? How will we know what to do during these last days? Will there really be a final gathering, a final exodus? I believe so, along with many others. Who will be among the ranks of such in an event? How will we get there? Who will lead us? How long will it take? What will the environment resemble? In other words, what will be the characteristics of the journey and our final destination? What types of food and water will be at the final destination? Will there be homes built, or what types of shelter will we experience? What is it that has sparked our expectations going forward? Have we truly embraced the belief that fuels our expectations? These and many more questions can be asked, all with the desire to know the truth. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, we will be held accountable for everything done in these earthen vessels as we know it. These earthen vessels that we know as our bodies, we will be held accountable. Believe it or not, with all that has been given to us comes responsibility, and it will become very clear. How can we walk in the fullness of set-apartness if we are unable to recognize the need for living instructions and guidance? How can we obey if we are void of hearing or seeing correctly? Though many of us have spent countless hours reading and studying, we have looked into the history of man's relationship with the Almighty Father Yahuah all too often. We have read about the message delivered by Yahusha Messiah. We have examined the accounts of the good news. We have come to witness in our reading of Scripture how the Word was manifest in the flesh as Yahusha. Many of us speak and discuss accounts in scriptures from Genesis to Revelation. There are even those who have dismissed the renewed covenant altogether from Matthew to Revelation, erroneously. Some have recognized all with the exception of the letters of Shalum. Yes, they dismiss Shalum or Paul's writing. Again, these are individuals void of hearing from the Spirit of Yahusha as it pertains to all that is written. With expectations growing as we witness end-time prophecies unfold, and the eagerness to see the 144,000, and for some, as well as the multitude, emerge. Many of us anticipate witnessing who the 144,000 will represent. Or should I say, who will be in the ranks? We know they'll represent the 12 tribes of Yasharal, the true tribes. We know the multitude from every nation, kindreds, and tongues and tribes will be among the ranks of those gathered in the final days, made one in Yahusha Mashyach. We anticipate the arrival of 2 witnesses mentioned in Revelation, not to mention our final exodus. And in our anticipation, we live each day eagerly awaiting something phenomenal, waiting for the signs to convince us to move, to act, to receive, to obey. In the midst of all that I've presented, my brothers and sisters, the time is at hand for discerning today, now. In other words, discerning what the Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us individually today, and as well as saying to his assemblies. Discerning requires one's ability to identify what the Spirit of Yahusha is revealing. It requires eyes and ears that are fully attentive to the Spirit of our Messiah Yahusha. Allow me to just insert and share the following passages. Exodus 15:26. It reads as follows. And he said, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim and do what is right in his eyes, and shall listen to his commands, and shall guard all his ways, I shall bring on you none of the diseases I brought on Mitzraites, for I am Yahuwah who heals you. Mitzraites is another name for Egyptians. Exodus 19:5 says, and now if you diligently obey my voice and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. 1 Peter 4:17 reads, because it is time for judgment to begin from the house of Elohim, and if firstly from us, what is the end of those who do not obey the good news of Elohim? If judgment has begun at the house of Elohim, should we not be in a position where we are beginning to discern today, that we should be discerning today, right now, what he is saying to us individually and to his assembly? Romans 6:16 reads, do you not know that whom you present yourselves servants for obedience, you are servants of the one whom you obey, whether of sin to death or obedience to righteousness? Who are we serving in our actions, my brothers and sisters? Ephesians 5:18-21 reads, and do not be drunk with wine, in which is loose behavior, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to each other in psalms and songs of praise and spiritual songs, singing and striking the strings in your heart to the Master, giving thanks always for all to Elohim the Father in the name of our Master Yahusha Messiah, subjecting yourselves to each other in the fear of Elohim. Philippians 1:9-11 reads, and this I pray, that your love might extend more and more in knowledge and all discernment, for you to examine matters that differ, in order to be sincere and not stumbling into the day of Messiah, being filled with the fruit of righteousness through Yahusha Messiah, to the esteem and praise of Elohim. 2 Corinthians 3:4-6 read, and such trust we have towards Elohim through the Messiah, not that we are competent in ourselves to reckon any matter from ourselves, but our competence is from Elohim, who also made us competent as servants of a renewed covenant, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. Many people miss that the Spirit gives life. It is informing us that we should not lean on what is written alone by itself, but we must trust that what is written came from an author that is set apart, an author that is indeed the Creator and Almighty Father. Let us be mindful, unless we pay attention to his living Spirit, unless we recognize that he indeed set his set-apart Spirit in Yahusha's name to teach us, then we will face regrets, disappointment, and pain. John 14:25-27 says, these words I've spoken to you while still with you. But the Helper, the set-apart Spirit whom the Father shall send in my name, he shall teach you all and remind you of all that I've said to you. Peace I live with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give it to you as the world gives. Do not let your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Many miss in John 14:26, when he said that the Helper, the set-apart Spirit, that the Father will send in his name, What is his name? I ask you, his name is Yahusha. John 16:12-15 reads, I still have many words to say to you, but you are not able to bear them now. But when he comes, the Spirit of truth, he shall guide you into all the truth, for he shall not speak from himself, but whatever he hears, he shall speak, and he shall announce to you what is to come. He shall esteem me, for he shall take of what is mine and announce it to you. All that the Father has is mine. This is why I said that he takes from what is mine and announces it to you. My brothers and sisters, pray on these scriptures. Read the entire chapters and seek the life in the words that are presented. The time is at hand to recognize that each of us have a spirit within these earthen vessels. If not, what then are we waiting and expecting in the resurrection when the body returns to the earth from which it came? Remember, Ecclesiastes 3:20 says, all are going to one place. All came from the dust and all return to the dust. Ecclesiastes 12:6-7 says, remember him before the silver cord is loose, or the golden bowl is broken, or the jar shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the well. And the dust returns to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns to Elohim who gave it. My brothers and sisters, as we press closer into end times, we witness prophecy being fulfilled like never before. We will witness a rise in the presence of the set-apart Spirit of the Almighty Father Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name. We will begin to see those who have been chosen to lead along with other chosen positions become clear as we are refined and perfected. Soon the two witnesses of Revelation will emerge along with all that have been foretold regarding events that must come to be before the return of our Messiah. Yasharal is currently divided in many ways, shapes, and forms. However, Yasharal, including both Arbi or Hebrews, and Gentiles or other nations, that are made one in Yahusha Messiah, we will come to witness what we must do. I am compelled to believe as we are humbled during end time conditions and as events emerge before our eyes and ears, we will begin to open ourselves up, where we will be able to identify the presence of Yahusha Messiah working within us one towards another more clearly. There is so much work to be done, and it will get done regarding the structuring and emergence of the children of obedience. Yes, the work will come to be. Discerning today, now, what the living Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us individually and to his assembly is necessary, and there will be nothing that can stop what is to be revealed. We are expected to obey the voice of the set-apart Spirit sent in Yahusha's name. We are expected to worship and guard all the commands from the Almighty Father Yahuah. There will be times to speak and times to be silent, along with moments to move with orders that require action. In order for all to come to be, discerning today now is extremely critical. Our Father has made known in many ways that his children will receive instructions, guidance, reproof, discipline, and more, along with life immeasurably. There will be no excuses. Choose this day who you will serve. Remember, the flesh wars against the spirit. Your flesh, my flesh, our flesh war against our spirit that is joined with Yahusha Messiah and restored into fellowship with the Most High Father Yahuah. Deliverance will come, and there will be a rise in emotions as we are refined. Let us seek earnestly to discern and understand the orders coming from our living Savior. Who will be able to witness the Spirit of Yahusha working within us, one towards another? Who can discern the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha speaking through one of his chosen? Who will be able to recognize the messenger of Yahusha Messiah? Who will execute the words of right rulings as directed by the Spirit of Yahusha? Again, more questions, but I assure you all of these questions will be answered, and they will come with proof and power and the strength of the Almighty Father Yahuah, of which no man can stop. Prepare to lead and or submit. In either case, gird up and be ready to obey the leading orders and commands from the Spirit of our Messiah Yahusha. Behold, my brothers and sisters, Yahusha Messiah, Yahusha Mashyach will be lifted up more than we can ever imagine. It is he that will draw men, women, and children, who are indeed our brothers and sisters, together, our family. Discerning today, now. The living words going forward will become more real as we find ourselves humbled during the intensity of end-time prophecies. There will, and there's no doubt, brothers and sisters, an awakening that is unfolding before our very eyes to this day. Be encouraged. The Most High Father has promised much and even more than we can ever imagine. His promises will be kept. Prepare for the phenomenal that is about to occur. Remember, this plan belongs to He who gives life. It belongs to Him that is Aleph Tah, the beginning and the end. I invite each and every listener to this message to strongly consider having discussions about discerning today, now, about identifying what the living voice of the Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us and to His assembly. Pray and watch. Seek to obey with precision as so led by the Most High's set-apart Spirit. Proof is coming. For some of us, these words may be a repeat. Yes, these words, what you have continued to listen to, coming from my mouth are a repeat. But remember, there may be just maybe someone who is listening for the first time, who is able to identify the seed, the water, or the increase that occurs in the process of our maturity, who is able to discern the working words of the Most High Father Yahuah. Come and visit Isaiah 55:10-11. It reads as follows, my brothers and sisters. For as the rain comes down and the snow from the heavens and do not return there, but water the earth and make it bring forth and bud, and give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So is my word that goes forth from my mouth. It does not return to me empty, but it shall do what I please and shall certainly accomplish what I sent it for. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, who is able to discern the working words of the Almighty Father, the successful and powerful words of righteousness that originates from the Almighty Father? There will be actions. There will be movement. Our final exodus will draw near. Many will face long distances before reaching that place of safety, before the great tribulation becomes extremely intense. Pray and watch. The time is at hand. Again, the time is at hand for discerning today, now, what the Spirit of Yahusha is saying to us individually and to His assemblies. It is a time to identify what must be done and respond. Remember, warnings repeat over and over to no longer necessary. But when silence comes, we should very much be concerned. For once silence comes, there is no need for the warning any longer. Choose wisely your choice and who you will serve this day. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, seek to understand what true discernment means. Seek to understand the importance of discerning today, now, what the Spirit of Yahusha is saying. Until next time, I invite you to stay tuned, to continue to listen to the messages that are brought forth in this series from Four Corners. I pray that you continue to be encouraged. Shalom, shalom, shalom.